The first thing what comes to my mind when I hear one-to-one is actually Al Pacino and Robert De Niro, and that they meet in like this American dining places, this fast food places somewhere on the, I don't know, American, I don't fucking know where, some road 66 thing, and they have a serious conversation about serious things.
Hi, hello, I'm Jerko,
Hi, my name is Dunja.
and this is One-to-One Art Podcast. So here we are in One-to-One Podcast Center in Klanjec, in Croatia, in House of Klajn. It's a place for creating, living, and performing. And we're going to talk about our future project, about one-to-one project, about one-to-one art festival, about art, about one, about two, and about one.
So, just to since it's the first podcast episode, just to get the idea of what we are talking about, House of Klajn and House Collective organization are a part of the project, one-to-one art project, together with ILME from Oulu, Finland, and Gato Escaldado from Lisbon, Portugal. So the three of us are but we are already doing a project that is funded by the European Union Creative Europe program and also local funds and institutions. And in the 2024 and 2025 we are going to do a project that for a main goal has popularization of one-to-one art, but not only popularization. We are going to ask a lot of questions, give a lot of answers. So basically everything to connect people who are already doing one-to-one art, but also who are interested in doing that. And the big emphasis on this project is in the sharing, not only among artists, but also among the audience and artists, and generally people who are maybe interested in one-to-one art, but still don't know it.
So, for the first episode of our podcast, we brought together some friends to make some questions and maybe to give some answers. Together we have Nika, whom you already heard, Alexandra, Dražen, Blaž, Eva, Costa, Nikolina, Natasha, Damian, Iva, Timo, Anna, Maya, Carlo, and Filip. So some of them are actors, performers, musicians, directors. Some of them are therapists, producers.
So Dražen and Timo are gonna ask some questions.
So, one-to-one, just this phrase. What are your first thoughts, associations when you hear one-to-one?
Of course, I think of some sort of psychology or psychiatry or whatever you call it sessions, but it's also
some kind of mentorship with professor and student.
Breaking up with a girlfriend?
Maybe when I'm with doctor in hospital or when I'm with my therapist.
Mirror and me, we need to talk situation and me, let's take time situation and me, don't wait for tomorrow situation and me.
Intensity, encounter. Also conflict as well. And it's not the same if it's one-to-one or one-on-one. And it makes everything much more real.
Mom so deeply in love with her child, stranger so strangely in love with life. Two people connected on level the rest of us aren't even invited. person having unexpected revelation moment, some aha moment.
The first event that we have is going to happen here in Klanjec. We'll have 3 artists who will create their own one-to-one performances, and they will show them in Keha Festivaali in Oulu and one-to-one festival in Lisbon.
We chose artists through the open call. We chose them for the residency, but also for the festivals for this year. In February, we had an open call spread throughout Europe and cultural portals and organizations. For this year's residency, we have Dmitro Grinov, dancer and choreographer and a filmmaker from Ukraine, currently living in Berlin. We also have Emma Fält, also from Ukraine, currently residing in Slovakia. And we have Lena Giuliano from Brazil. So the 3 of them are gonna be here. They're gonna develop their pieces, performances. Some of them are gonna present it in Lisbon. Some of them are gonna present it in Oulu. And we are really looking forward to see what will turn out of that kind of adventure coming our way.
Yes, and we are happy that we are gonna share these 3 weeks together, create together, live together, watch their pieces grow, share food, share space, share everyday life.
So, second question.
What does one-to-one mean to you in everyday life?
Yeah, no, of course, one thing that I think very many people in this situation of family life kind of like miss all the time is more one-to-one time with your partner.
Not just like lovers, but also like friends, intimate nature.
And it's also a moment in which an actor rediscovers the character you've been working on for ages.
There are many one-to-one encounters in everyday life. When we are buying cigarettes or ordering lunch or coffee.
Having a cup of coffee, or just
Intimacy, or at least thinking about intimacy. When you go to a bank and then you take a credit.
Also, mirror comes to mind. That's my image.
Every avoidance of eye contact is remembered. Share ground, share common ground.
Person to person, something that's really personal, something that's intimate and even confidential.
Sometimes we look each other in the eyes, sometimes we don't. And I think it's better when we do, because then we engage in human contact.
The last picture of it, or situation I had, was with a 6-year-old boy who told me, person to person, that he liked a girl.
That's it, basically.
That was really, really nice. Thank you. And thank you, Dražen, for the question. So the next thing is that we want to announce is 2 festivals that will happen this year.
It's one festival that is quite known in the one-to-one sector, or people who are interested and engaged in one-to-one, and you already also did a performance there.
Yes, I was a guest in Oulu on Keha, and I had a really good time there.
Keha Festival in Cultural Center Valve in Oulu is happening from 30th of October till 2nd of November. and another festival, first edition this year, in Lisbon, from 16th to 17th of November.
And the festival in Lisbon is going to happen in...
It's going to happen in an old factory, who is now transformed into a space for different kinds of events, also cultural events. And we are really looking forward to going there, because it will be an immersive and kind of site-specific situation going on, and it's something that will completely give a different light and a different perspective of the works.
Then, how do you experience the difference between a group encounter and one-to-one encounter? It is an experience, it's much more dense.
Because the pressure of creating content is less.
Okay, I'm terrified of both. One-on-one is horrible because you have to pay attention to a person that you often don't have any interest in, and still you cannot just say, I'm bored, staying in this small talk, let's go our ways. And when it comes to group encounter is maybe even worse, because you have to do more small talks.
I love this so-called small talk, but a very specific variation of small talk.
For me, I kind of blend out. If I'm in a group, I'm less present in communication and in contact than when I'm one-to-one.
And yet I'm also drawn to the group dynamic.
Maybe it's something lighter for me. Maybe I joke more or laugh more.
Having fun with making jokes and in general like more laid back.
And I think I'm more in my usual patterns of behavior.
But one-to-one has this particular intimacy / intensity.
I think I'm more me, I'm more present, and
I liked it always. I liked these one-on-one challenges, or just being with somebody, especially with people unknown, especially with people from foreign cultural patterns, I would say. So that's for me.
Maybe I feel more responsible for that particular moment, for that conversation, for that contact.
I don't know if it's easier. Depends which type of person you are. The focus is different, I would say.
So thank you, Nika, for this. In next podcast episodes, which will be strictly one-to-one. So Dunja, this is the last time we are doing this together. We're gonna talk with different people, with artists, with therapists, with social workers, with people who are engaged in one-on-one encounters.
Also audiences. We will hear from feedback from the audiences coming from the one-to-one sessions. We will present both festivals. We will talk about the production of the festival, the technical part, the logistical part. What does it all mean to what's the difference of making a one-to-one festival and maybe a conventional theater?
And also questions like production-wise. Is it difficult to make a one-to-one performance? How to produce it?
How to target it? How to present it for your audience? How to make money out of it? I'm just kidding. There's no money in it. But how to present it to the audience that is maybe closed, maybe not accustomed to that, maybe a bit shy. How to overcome the language barrier? What does it mean in cultural differences? How to make it all happen? So both some really concrete and abstract questions and topics we are going to cover.
And hopefully touch audience and present one-to-one to all of you.
and I recommend it to everybody. Yes, even if the feelings weren't only positive, but it's special, really.
And I think that's it for our first one-to-one encounter. I think.
Yeah.